First and foremost, I would like to apologize to my wife and any or if any Pakistani listeners. It was brought to my attention that Pakistanis are not Middle Eastern.
No.
They are considered South Asians. My
Yes.
apologies and welcome to the Asian community.
Oh yeah. Yo, 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 welcome to another episode of Jet and
Lex.
Yes, sir. And for those of you guys who don't know, we are cousins, by the way.
We are cousins.
Yeah.
Forever.
Real cousins. Filipino cousins.
Best friends, best friends, best friends, best friends.
Pinoy cousins.
Bam, 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 bam.
Today's episode is actually all about being Filipino. It's all about our ethnicity. Oh, that's a nice. That's yeah. Where'd you get that?
At the Philippine, is it the Filipino Day Dodger game?
Filipino Heritage Night.
Yeah.
Lex,
Philippines.
I got a question for you, man. I got a question for you.
I know.
I was gonna ask you, do you speak the language? Do you speak Tagalog?
As you can tell with my accent.
Oh yeah.
No.
You got a good accent there.
Dude, I understand it fluently,
Mhm.
but I can put some words together. I feel like I can kind of make it in the Philippines if I was there. I can kind of make it there.
You understand a lot. I know that. Like
a lot.
Your mom, I would hear her go like really deep tribal.
Bro, and you would look
Tagalog.
at me with the clothes like, dude, what is she saying?
I'm like, what?
Don't worry, dude.
What? She's speaking.
She's saying hi, Jet. She's just saying hi.
Yeah, she was crazy, man.
So, hey, Jet, do you speak Tagalog?
Nah, I don't speak it. I don't understand it either.
Why?
I don't know, man. My parents didn't raise us like that. They just didn't teach us the language, so we only know English. But I took 4 years of Spanish, so kind of know a little bit of Spanish.
No, I don't think so.
No, but it's funny.
What did you say? See?
See,
dude.
No, so it's funny because when I used to work in California, right, I worked with a bunch of old Filipino women, and one night they were like, "Jits," and I was like, "What? Wait, you talking to me?" They're like, "Oi."
They did.
They're like, "Oi, Jits." I'm like, "Jits." I'm like, "Bro, my name is Jets. Jets.
Don't listen to
not
him, man.
J,
To the guy,
not JITS."
We love Filipinos. We love
Yeah.
Filipinos.
So they're like, "Jits, come here." I'm like, "All right. Can I help you?" Jits. Do you speak Tagalog? You know, they're like Tagalog, and I'm like,
no shot, they don't do it like that.
yeah,
It's too much.
No, I kid you not. And then I'm like, no. And they're like, "Hoy, you're so bad." I'm like,
dude,
I'm like,
kind of racist right now, dude.
No, I was just like, what do you mean?
Racist?
I'm like, why am I bad? They're like, because you don't speak Tagalog. I'm like, dude, my parents didn't teach me. Like, it's not my fault. And then they turn around and talk
Did
to
it like at all? There was no Tagalog, whatever they speak in at home?
Nah. And then they spoke to each other, but not to, us. And then the nurse turned to the nurse was like, "Oh, I was like, wait, what did you just say?"
She said she loved you.
They're like, secret.
You should have bust out your Spanish.
I was just like, man, but it was not my fault that I didn't speak.
So you never tried, like you were like, yo, I'm gonna try to learn, or
that's too hard, man. When I was learning Spanish, I was just confused with that. So trying to pick up Tagalog would be even harder, you know?
I feel like I'm kind of like a disgrace for not knowing it. But
it's not our fault, man. If your parents didn't teach you, then it's not your fault.
They tried. We were just like, yo, I ain't trying to listen to you right now.
So have you been to the Philippines?
Yeah, man.
When was the last time you went, man?
Dude, I went
in years,
in the 90s, bro. The 90s.
Yeah.
I'm showing my age, but
been that
the
long.
90s, man. It's funny you ask because right now I'm actually watching a lot of just like Filipino things, just something that's Filipino. I'll check
Right.
YouTube and just like, but like my experience in the Philippines is, I have a story. I went to both places. I went to our grandpa spot in Tacloban, Tacloban, province in Leyte.
Yeah, Lex's dad and my mom are brother and sister.
Yeah. So we stayed actually at the house they grew up in,
Right,
right?
right, yeah.
You've been there. Have you been there?
I went there once, man, when I was like I don't know, 7, 8 years old. I was super young. That was the only time I went there too.
Dude, but so
I just remember it was just like on a dirt road, like
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's
It's bad. It was
that's
pretty bad. That's why I asked my dad. I was like, "Yo, you guys like," and that's right. Like, dude, I watch videos now, and it shows that, dude, they're caught up to us. Like their
yeah.
streets and everything. Like
Okay, everything's all
before that,
fixed
it
up
was just
now.
like what you were explaining, right?
Yeah,
So
it's like a
I
dirt
get there.
road.
So my very first thing, right? My very first like experience in the Philippines was at my dad's spot, your mom's
Yeah.
spot, because it's like in the province. It's like the
Okay.
ghetto, kind of, right?
Right, right.
Right? Is that kind of
Yeah.
ghetto? Is it the ghetto? I would assume.
Yeah, it's in the poor area.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I needed to use the restroom, right? And dude, I'm an American boy, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, toilets, flush and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right? So dude, I don't know if I should say, but I will have to, right? So we get there. Like, I was like, "Yo, Dad, I gotta use the restroom." He's like, "Well, you gotta pee?" I was like, "Nah, man,
I gotta do
I
number
gotta
two,
go, right,
bro.
dude?"
I gotta
So
do
he
the real
pointed
thing.
me to the room. Like, I don't know, it's like next to the kitchen. Do you
Yeah.
remember?
Kind of.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was a hole.
Yeah.
Dude,
You're like,
I was like, no shot. I'm taking it. Make this story short.
you dove into the hole.
Dude, one of our aunts gave
Uh-huh.
me a bowl. She put water in it,
Yeah.
and I pooped next to a rooster. Bro.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Dude, I was like, dude, look, yo, I was like this. I'm old. I was like this. Staring at the rooster. But bro, dude,
Yeah.
it was crazy.
And little did that little did that rooster knows dinner for the night, right?
Yeah, it was actually because it was never there the next day.
Yeah. I think I saw one time I was there, they just cut the neck off the rooster. I was like, whoa. And then they like, I guess they flipped it upside down to make it bleed. And I can still remember that smell, dude. Of the
Of Philippines or
no that too. The rooster's blood though, like it was disgusting. And then they would boil it and just pluck out all the feathers.
Did you have a good time when you were there though?
Yeah, I mean, you're young, like, but I wouldn't go back now. But when I was there, it was a different experience. Like, I remember we went on this ride somewhere, and we were in this like kind of like this tram, and I was like, we had some
Jeepney?
like I don't know what it was.
It's a
We had,
jeepney.
we had like some refreshment, like I think it was a soda beverage, but instead of it being in a can, it was like in a bag with a straw, right? You ever had that
Yeah.
before?
No.
And no, so
No,
it was in a it was
I'm
in
American boy, bro. I have it
it
in a
was like in a
bottle, bro. No
no, it
bag
was
for me, buddy.
well, I guess back then they did that. It was in a little plastic bag with a straw, and so we would drink it, and then I was done, and I was like, "Mom, what do I do with this?" And she just grabbed it and just just threw it out while we were going.
Yeah, that's what I remember Philippines, bro. Just
Yeah,
do whatever you want.
yeah, and the weather was just hot
Hot.
and humid, dude, and like
Dude, the water
scorching.
was beautiful though, right? Like from what I can recall, the water was nice.
I remember going to the one of the beaches, and it was I think it was my dad's uncle, I want to say, and he had just like all this dried fish out on this table, and that smell, man, of like dried
Dude.
fish.
Daing, y'all. It's called
No,
daing.
what do you mean? Ooh, like it's good? I was like,
No, no, no,
nah.
no, no. It
Oh,
smells a
okay.
lot. But
Yeah,
I'm
I
just telling
remember
him what it
that.
is.
Dried fish was just everywhere,
Did you
and
eat it?
no, man.
Dude, have you tried it ever? Like now?
I don't think so, dude. I don't
It's good,
remember.
man. It's good. The
Nah, but
smell is bad, bro, but it's pretty good, man.
yeah, I just remember like fish on that beach, but the beach looked nice. When we went and we stayed at the same house that you went to, I remember this story. I went to the neighbor's house, and then they were playing chess, and they were like, "Hey, come play with me," and I was like, "All right," and I had no idea how to play chess, And then the guy was like, okay, set it up. And we started playing. The guy moved. And
Yeah.
then so, certain pieces move a certain way. And then he moved his piece and it was mine. I had no clue what I was doing. And I moved it. And they're like, oh, you can't do that. And there was so many people surrounding us just watching. I felt so embarrassed, dude. I got up. I was like, oh, I think my mom's calling me. And I ran.
Dude, it's crazy you say that, bro. With
Never
the
came
people
back.
surrounding you, it's crazy you say
Yeah.
that. People surrounding you, because when we were there, we were
Hmm.
watching TV,
Uh-huh.
and I think like my dad said, like we're the only house with the TV there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so we were just watching TV, and I look back, bro, and like everybody was watching, dude. Like the
Yeah.
whole city was watching
I
there. I was
remember
like,
that.
wow,
I remember that when we were in the house, everyone was standing by the windows just looking at
yeah.
us. And I was just like, is it because we're like American or something? Or
I think it's because we were the only TV there.
yeah, well,
Do you recall the
yeah.
basketball court?
Nah, I don't remember that.
No,
Nah.
dude, I played there. It's funny. I played some because I was 8 when I went. So when we played I played some like college players. My dad said they were college players.
Yeah.
Dude, they were playing barefoot or in chinilas,
Oh yeah.
bro. Hook
Slippers, flip
shots from
flops.
3-pointers. Sorry, y'all. For my Americans, it's flip flops. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, they were doing hook shots from 3-pointers. I was like, dude, what is this? Is like some new thing,
It's
bro.
like some
Because
jungle
we play
ball.
basketball. We play, don't call it jungle. It's not. Sorry, y'all. That's
No,
don't
I
listen
said
to
it's
this.
jungle ball. I'm not
Right?
saying it's a jungle. I'm just saying
Oh,
it's
okay.
jungle ball.
All right,
You
but
like
yeah,
you don't even dribble because where are you gonna dribble on a dirt road? You're gonna
I
get
like the way you say it,
you
dude.
start dribbling, right? And then like all this dirt's gonna go in your eye. You bet you get a shoot. It's like,
Dude,
oh,
it's true. Dude, it's true. Because they played it in like dirt, bro. Like dirt.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm
Dude.
saying it's like jungle ball.
All right. But sorry for him. He doesn't mean that. But dude, it was a sight to see, man. I wiped them up. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I was like 8 years old. I wiped up some college players, but
So,
because I was wearing shoes.
so would you ever go back or
Yeah,
you would?
I'd go back. Yeah,
That's
but
cool.
I think it'd be too hot.
Yeah, it's
I
way
just,
too
but
hot.
then like I don't know, man. Because last
And
time all I recall was like swimming. That's all we did over there was just swim.
bro, and there's a bunch of mosquitoes too. I was just
Yeah,
getting mosquito bites left and right over there. We had to sleep in like this little tent that it was just made of like a net so that we
yeah,
wouldn't get bit. We would sleep in that every night. But I still get bit and I'm just
bit.
like,
Yeah, yeah.
man, this ain't
Yeah.
working, dude. We got like some small ass mosquitoes here that could fit through like the net and
I think it followed us in when we went through the net. It was like, yo, it's gonna go walk
yeah,
in with
right.
us, right? Dude, I don't think we thought about this perfectly. It was like, yo, this
Yeah.
contraption doesn't work, bro.
It's like, why is it working? I mean,
Uh,
I left the door wide open when I walked in. Oh, maybe that's when the mosquitoes walked in.
bro, imagine having to go through that to go to bed every day, bro.
Yeah,
Just
nah.
you would have to do that.
I know, nah. That's why, nah.
But other than that, I think it'd be a good trip.
Yeah.
So other than that, you didn't do anything crazier. You don't
I
recall
just,
anything.
I remember watching some cockfights, some rooster
See, my
fights.
dad didn't bring me to that.
Nah, I saw one
Uh,
of those happen. That was pretty cool. I mean, as a kid, you're like, whoa, 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 like,
yeah,
ah, like two roosters going at it, like flying and clawing, and it's like, dude, is a chicken? I mean, a chicken is a rooster gonna die right now? Are we gonna eat that next? Like, that's our dinner next, right there.
the food was bomb though.
The loser is our dinner.
Yeah, dude. Hey, that's like what is it? What is there's a saying for that? Like the
What?
strongest survive, isn't it? Like
Oh, yeah, the strong survive.
or no, like
Oh, the survival of the fittest.
there you go. Yeah, that's the American in use.
So Filipinos, man, we're known for having like big families, right?
Yeah,
And like big family parties.
yeah,
Like
really big.
yeah, with a ton of food. We got all the Filipino food there.
Shout out to our family too.
Yeah, big ups, man. Big ups to our peeps out there.
My mom's side was smaller than my dad's side, right? Like I
Yeah,
don't know if that was a part in yours too, but you know what I'm saying. Like I'm close to my mom's side too, but it's
yeah,
just like when a party happens with our dad's side,
yeah.
dude, it's like a fiesta,
Right,
bro. It's
like
not
that
even
was like, yeah, that was like my mom's side, including you. So
yeah,
you were there. Everyone, it was big. Like, cause we were all around the same age, all the cousins,
yeah.
and then we had just a ton of like uncles and aunts. titos
It's
and
crazy.
titas, and you know,
It was crazy too, because like how like you said, we're all around the same age, right?
yeah,
And it's funny, like I could remember our cousins. You know what I mean? We'd be at our grandpa's house, right? We'd be because that's where everybody used to like hang out, right? We would see grandpa and then just hang out there, right?
our grandfather, yes.
Yeah, grandfather. So
That's the
I remember,
American. That's the American in me. Sorry.
yeah,
Go
that's the
ahead.
Filipino of me, right? So we'd be in the den, and
Right.
it'd be all the cousins from like what the youngest to like the oldest. So we'd be always together, which you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
because we were close, and then there was another younger generation who had their little best friends,
Yeah. So we were
and this
all kind of
generation,
we were all kind of clicky with our age group.
yeah, and then we'd
Yeah.
always be together, just chilling, laughing.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one time where we first heard that Filipino comedian? I don't know his name. You were like all into him. He was like the chubby guy.
Rex? You
He
talking about
got,
Rex?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And we were all there. And then you were just like, dog, crispy pata, crispy pata, crispy pata. So like growing up, were your parents like really strict on you?
My parents were super strict. I mean, I guess, I can see from their point of view how, why they came down on us like that because, I have kids of my own. There are times where I want to discipline them the way they used to, but, um, I feel like there's other ways of doing it. But when I was growing up, man, it was just a totally different story, man. Like when we were growing up, we had rules like, we couldn't go out. We couldn't go out when we had to come home when the sun came down. You know,
Dude, I
we
remember.
like yeah, it sucked, man. We couldn't hang out with our friends. I don't even know if we were allowed to have friends, but we
But
couldn't.
only cousins, right? I think it was like you could only have cousins as your
Yeah,
friend. That was the rule.
and like we couldn't sleep over anyone's house. Like my parents would just be like, you have your own house. Why are you going to sleep somewhere else? I
Yeah.
remember my mom saying that vividly. Like, why would you want to sleep in someone else's house? You have your own house here. And it's
But that's
like,
why I always slept at your house then, right?
yeah, but like I was trying to sleep, at my friend's
Your
house.
friends, yeah, 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 yeah.
Right. And that was a big
No,
no
that
no.
no shot, bro. That's
Yeah.
happening in that family. In
And
our family, no shot.
I thought your parents were more lenient than mine though.
I had to work it in though. I had to work them for that, bro.
Yeah.
It was, dude. My dad was like your mom, bro.
They're
Like
just
it was strict too, but I had to
yeah.
like, but like I remember how strict your mom and dad was because like we were having dinner one time and I was like, "Yo, the Simpsons are gonna be on," and
Yeah.
they're like, we can't watch that." And
Oh yeah.
I was like, "Dog, Simpsons? That's like, you know what I mean? That's what I used to watch growing up. That's like
Yeah.
one of my cartoons." And when you were like, "Yo, we can't watch that," and I was like, "Why?" Like, no, the jokes. And I was like,
Yeah, I think just because like they just found that it was for the older crowd, not for kids, and we're just like it's a cartoon,
"Yep."
And I was just like, so we couldn't watch stuff like that, and we had to be in bed by like it was like 8:30 or something like that.
No shot, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, no, 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 no,
But
no.
I mean, we were young, so I get it because I try to put my kids to bed early, but they were just 8:30 on the dot,
But
and
realistically, it never happens like
no,
that.
we were always there, but I mean, we didn't fall asleep at that time, but we always had to go in bed at that time. And they were just super strict, man. And then like I just remember like, because Filipino parents, man, they, when they discipline you, it's
They
kind of
discipline you.
it's kind of physical, right?
Dude, yeah. But dude, their dad was like a military sergeant kind of guy, right?
Right.
So
And then
the
like I just
stories that they tell you that they got hit is like, okay, well, if that's what you were getting, shoot. You know,
yeah.
this is nothing, right?
And I remember my mom, man, like oh my God, she was probably the best pincher in the world. Like, bro, she just knew how to do it, man. Like, I remember one time we were in church, and then like I guess I was messing around, and then all of a sudden I felt this thing on my like thigh, and I was like, oh, and I was like, hey, you behave. I was like, oh God. Or actually, she wouldn't even yell at me. She'd just be like, hey, you don't make any. She just
Yeah.
look at you and just be like,
That's
I'm like,
that's
oh
crazy.
my
Your
God.
mom? Your mom?
Yeah,
Because I don't see
yeah.
that from your mom. Like
Oh,
she's like
dude.
a sweet lady to me, you
Oh,
know? Like
nah. Well, yeah. Oh, my mom's the sweetest lady in the world.
that's what I'm saying. But like, yo, I didn't think that, you know? It's like, hey, she had her dad, like, or she probably got it from the dude because my
No,
dad was
but
the same.
my dad, bro, like it was totally different. Like anything he could find on the floor, bro. Like, oh, there's a slipper down there. Let me get it.
Dog.
Oh, there's a
Yeah.
belt there. Let me get it. And they'd be like, oh, there's a knife in the kitchen. Let me get it.
Got
No,
it,
I'm just
dog.
kidding. Like, like, damn, man. Like fear for my life here.
Hey, I'm kind of sad, dog. I don't know, dude. Dad, hey, thank you for not doing knife stuff, bro. I
Nah, I'm just
appreciate
kidding. I was
that.
kidding. I was kidding about the knife
I
stuff.
know, I know, I know. Yeah,
But
it's crazy
but
because like
how did your were your parents that bad too, or
it's
I'm
crazy
not
because
saying
you
they were
think like
bad, but
it's crazy because you think they were lenient, like
I thought yeah,
they were, but then like I had to like you know what I mean. Like
yeah,
I got hit, like you said like you.
yeah.
It happened to me too, bro. Like, dude, at times where like I want to call the cops too,
Oh
bro.
yeah,
He's
man,
like, yo, here's the phone. Call him, and then I'll be right here waiting. I'm like,
bro.
all right, forget it. I'm just gonna go cry over here, dude. Cry story, like not even cry, like remember those, bro. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
but I deserved it, dude. I was bad. I was like, my dad was like, yo. You're crazy, man. If I lock you up too crazy, you're just gonna go wild. And I was
yeah.
like, all right.
I mean,
So,
it's just how they were brought up. So I mean, I get it. Like they were both like both of our parents were born from in the Philippines.
yeah,
So it was just like hard knock life over there for them.
military parents too. I heard grandma
Yeah.
was like the one that just kind of like was the mediator of it all.
Oh
But
yeah.
you're not getting in front of the Filipino dad. There's no shot you're stopping him
Yeah.
to doing what he wants to do to the kid, right? Like,
Right.
especially in our days. Now you can't do that because it's you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
the law doesn't allow that. But
I wouldn't say that, but I have an older brother and a younger sister, and we were all assigned to do chores. And I hated doing chores, man. And then, I mean, they weren't that bad. They were like, okay, someone has to set the table, someone has to cook the rice. The third one was wash the dishes, right?
oh
Right.
yeah.
So
It's
I
crazy.
think
Yeah,
I think out of
yeah.
I think out of all the three, I hated cooking the rice. I don't know why, just because you had to wash it and then
I can see. I thought your sister was the one that did that all the
no,
time.
it rotated. So,
Oh, did
but
it?
yeah, and then there was another. So we had like 4 or 5 dogs, right? At one point.
Hog. I was scared of all of them.
Yeah, and then
I was scared of all of them.
it was me and my brother's job to pick up the poop, of course, because we're not gonna let our sister do it. And then I remember one time my dad was like, "All right, Jetsy, go out there and pick
Oh,
up."
you just picked it randomly, or does it
I
like if
forgot
it was
how
you one day,
I forgot the schedule, if there was a schedule or whatever, but and then
he
I
was just whoever he was mad at, he picked or what?
yeah, and I went out there and I'm like, man, I gotta pick up all this poop for 4 or 5 dogs. Like, do you know how much poop that was?
Dude,
It
yes,
was
I know.
it was disgusting. And like I had to go back there and do
Dude,
it.
one time I remember, dude, it wasn't even clean. I think it was just pushed to the
Yeah,
side.
that's probably me. I was like, I had enough of this. Just put it aside. Like, hope my dad doesn't find this.
Oh, he found it. I was
Yeah,
like, dude,
Jackson,
I
get
see
out
it.
here. Like, get out here. I'm like, oh
Dude, that was
man.
like 6 foot, like 6 foot 12 or something, bro. Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have many chores at my house,
You didn't
man.
have chores like that? Or what did
Not
you
like
have to do?
okay, like I think I had chores, but me being me, I kind of didn't do them, and that's why I got in trouble. Like, dude,
Yeah.
I don't. So maybe I didn't do them. That's why I got in trouble. But yeah, but when
Yeah.
like I would have to wash the dishes. But remember, I was the only kid, right?
Mhm.
So like everything was on me if I had to do something.
Right.
But I didn't have chores. I had like big things to do. Like I remember I had one memory of me. I'm gonna keep this short, but we had a big tree in front of the house, right? I don't know if
Yeah.
you remember that.
Uh, not really.
Dude, it's not there anymore. That was all me and my dad, bro.
He was
And
like,
me saying me and my dad, it was just me and my dad getting mad at me for being too slow.
he's like, Here, Alex, here's the axe.
Dude,
Now go.
He would start. He'd be like, "Oh, this is how you do it, right? Just two digs, block, block, block. Your turn." Like, bro, what do I do? I am 10.
I know, right? Our parents just thought we could do everything at that age, man.
And they were like, dude, because I think they did a lot, right? They did like supposedly they did so much. Like they walked from like home to school. They walked like 50 miles, bro.
Yeah.
I don't believe that's true, but you know what I mean? Whatever. They're gonna tell us the stories, right?
Yeah.
You know, the hard part of being Filipino child was like you had a lot of expectations, right?
Right.
Like you had to be either engineer,
oh yeah,
nurse,
of course,
doctor, or just someone like lawyer, right? Those were like the 4 things, right? I didn't have that goal. My goal was to be a basketball player. Growing up was, I'm gonna be a basketball player.
And your dad's like Alex.
I was like, no. He's like, and then one day he watched me. He watched one of my high school games. He told me, he saw me. He's like, you're good, but you're short. I was like, yo, bro, why don't you like try to encourage me? Not just so you should be like something else. You're not good enough, right? You're just. I was like, but I get it, right? He was right, dude. Like how many basketball players make it at my height, right? He was just like look, like
I mean, and your dad
your
horizon
brought in your
and your dad was like 4'11".
Yeah, but his thing with you, dude, he supported my basketball goals. Like he bought me a rim and all that stuff.
Of course, but I think he knew that, like, you're not gonna be like 6, 7.
You're not a Michael Jordan,
You're not Michael Jordan. Bryant. You're like Muggsy Bogues, bro. You're Muggsy Bogues, Alex.
Muggsy Bogues is better than you. Huh?
He's small, but he's fast, huh? Are you fast? No, you're not fast.
All I can see is you fat.
You're fat, Alex, not fast. You cannot be like Muggsy Bogues. You cannot be in the NBA.
Girl's going to like you.
Of course, you're Filipino if you have a karaoke machine in your house, right?
Yeah. Yes.
and then my question is,
why have a karaoke machine? Did your mom have one?
I think we used to have one, yeah. And then it's just, my question is, why is it that every Filipino thinks they can sing? Like, why is that?
Dude.
And then
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something with that.
Go ahead.
My wife said to me one time, she goes, babe, you're Filipino, right? I was like, yeah. She goes, why do you sing so bad? I was like, what the? She was like, dude, every Filipino could sing. Karaoke should be your thing.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, you know what I mean? I'm Filipino from the waist up. I don't know. Sorry.
and it's just like, and every Filipino uncle always has to sing like a Frank Sinatra song, right? You never hear this?
Yes,
and you know what the song is? They're always singing My Way, dude. Like, regrets I've had a few.
Dude, it sounds good sometimes, right?
And then again,
like, honestly, it kind of sounds. They sound
when they
pretty
sing,
good, right? Yeah. No.
Nah.
My dad and mom. That's all I heard, bro, at night. Because my room was right next to the thing, and my mom and dad were heavy on karaoke. Yeah. Dude, it'd be like 11 o'clock at night, bro. I hear me. And no,
like, my innocence, I say my case, of which I'm certain.
Hey, but our music, like our genre, like the music we like, is because of them, right?
Yeah, of course, man. Like, it's
we
crazy.
Like a lot of different kind of music.
It's crazy now because at my age now, I want to say that my dad, growing up, he used to play like funky music. I used to think it was funky back in the day, but now it's like, dude, my dad had the great, like,
jams.
My dad had the best taste in music.
Yep, my dad too, bro.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to say that, right? Before it was you're going to Las Vegas, right? You would listen to their whole track, like dude.
And then like now I'm listening to that still. The same songs that my dad used to play. And then what's funny is I listen to Freddie Aguilar too, because that's what my dad used to play.
Yeah.
The Filipino
singer. He's good.
Yeah, I listen to it and I can sing the songs, but I have no idea what I'm saying though. Like higit sa lahat ay tao.
I don't know that.
What is that? Like I don't know what that is.
Dude, you used to listen to William Hung. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Well,
No, you used to bang, like, dude, because you had a system in your Corolla.
yeah.
Dude, you used to bang that. I was like,
She
what are we
bangs.
banging?
She bangs. Come
Dude,
on,
and you used to have
baby.
the
When she
biggest
moves,
smile.
she moves.
Dude, you had the
I go
biggest smile.
crazy.
I was like,
Like,
nah,
I'm
nah.
like,
I
sing with me,
was like,
man.
dude,
Can you sing
no, I
with
don't
me?
like that stuff. Like every girl in
In
history.
history, she bangs. She bangs. Come on,
Oh,
you guys.
darling, but
But she moves. She moves. So now, now that I'm older, I look back and then I remember what my mom used to tell me. She would always tell me like, don't be in a rush to grow up, and I was just like, Mom, you don't know anything. Like you weren't born here. Like, like it was whatever I thought was, right. But then now looking back at it, I'm just like, dude, my mom, she knew everything. Like she was right about that. And I was just like, like why was I in a rush to grow up? I should have enjoyed being young, and living with my parents because as Filipino, that we end up living with our parents for a long period of time before we move out. That's
Yep.
like a Filipino thing
Dude,
right
at least
there.
till 30. At least till 30,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Dude, 30 is
Yeah,
like the number.
yeah. So now I'm
That's
just
what I
like,
did.
yeah. Now I'm just like, I should have listened to my parents more because, no matter what I was going through and what they would tell me, I would just block it out and be like, they have no clue what's going on. They don't know what I'm going through. They don't know, they don't know anything. But then now it's just like, I should have listened to them, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel
Yeah,
like
because they
what,
know.
yeah,
Dude, they wanted you to live the best life you can. I'm sure they
right.
did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And it's crazy you
it's,
say that. It's crazy you say that because, like, my dad was also like that. You know what I mean? My mom was there. She would give me the motherly love. You know what I
yeah,
mean? But my dad would be like, look, because I was trying to do too much too fast. You know what I mean? I was
yeah,
like, I was always trying to be on the trend. And
yeah,
my dad was like, one day he's like, bro, if you don't, you know what I mean? If you don't just watch what you're doing, you're
hmm,
gonna end up in a place you don't want to be. You know what I
right,
mean? That's what
right,
he would
yeah,
always tell me. And I'd be like you said, I'm like, Dad, you just don't know.
yeah.
You're in the old days,
Parents,
right?
parents just don't
Yeah,
understand, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out Will Smith, right? But like we would say, like, yeah, you're just stuck in the old days. It's like you know
yeah,
what I mean? This is not
yeah,
Philippines. This is America. That was my
right,
whole thing. This is
right,
America. This is not Philippines. Like it was done different here. It's done
yeah,
differently here. I don't think it is. I think it's all the same, bro. I think
yeah.
it's here, Philippines. It's the same, right?
In
Yeah.
retrospect, you're like, yo, they were right. Your dad was right what he was telling you, and you just didn't want to hear it at that time. But now you realize it, you know?
Yeah. And like I said, I got to that place. Like he was like, look, you're gonna get to a place if you keep on doing what you're doing.
Right,
And unfortunately I got to that place. And
right.
like, you know what I mean? But then I was like, Pops, you're right. I'm not gonna say that now. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm never gonna be, yo, Dad, you're right.
Why? Why not?
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like you gotta keep it mysterious.
well,
You gotta keep it mysterious with him. He knows he was right.
if he's
Dude,
watching
dads
this,
know.
if he's watching this now, then he's gonna
He
know.
knows. But
He's
he
like,
knows.
oh, see,
Like you know
he's
too.
like,
You as a
Alex, I
dad, you know
knew.
that.
Yeah,
You as a dad, you know that, right?
I know that now. Yeah,
But then he like for all my like hey, for all the mess ups I did, dude, he was always there to like
yeah,
clean
man.
it up. You know what I mean? Like, bro.
All the stuff. Like I remember all the stuff you went through, and then you know what, your dad was always there for you. So
Yeah.
shout out.
Him and the family, like
Yeah.
both mom and dad side, they were both always there. You know what I mean?
Yo,
Just to keep me straight.
right. So shout out to our parents, man. Shout out to all the parents out there.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the parents, both parents, like that in their kids' lives, right? Because there's a lot of parents that are not in their kids'
Yeah.
lives, right?
Oh yeah. Shout out to all the
Just shout out to
parents
the
out
ones
there.
that are doing the right things. Just
Yeah.
Keep doing you, bro. Keep doing you, boo boos.
And to all the viewers out there, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for our next video, and we out.
Yeah, boy. Number 2. Let's go. And she moves.
Shiva, I go crazy when she looks like a